I don't have much time, and I don't want to take much time today because there's a lot of important stuff here to talk about. I did want to just say briefly that we're going to start sharing some stuff on this retirement effort. This really began shortly after the ratification with a request to the company to provide us with our hard actuarial data. Over the years in the past, that data has not been easy to come by. And so we've been forced to make a lot of decisions based on very educated guesses, and as it turns out, surprisingly accurate guesses, thanks to one of our guests today, Jack Perrick, who has provided us with that information. We started digging into that data and started looking at, okay, what could you do here? I mean, because our fight had gotten down to, and I called a fight because, boy, where I was sitting, it was a fight. The fight between a diversified DB-DC plan or a DC-only plan. We got so deep into that particular fight that nobody was really looking outside the fight to see if there were other options. And there were other ideas out there. And so after the ratification and the dust settling, and we started to get the data, and we began to take the data apart, and we started to look at that and started to think a little broader. The R&I committee guys came across a company called Milliman, who offered a particular product that was a type of annuitized plan. We looked at that, and that kind of got us scratching our head and going, well, that's considerably different than anything we've ever considered before. Is that the only thing like that out there? Over a couple of months and some digging, we stumbled into more information and found out there were other options out there, quite simply. We made contact at one point with the Wharton School of Business, and the professor there that runs our pensions and annuities department, and I laid out to her what our situation was, what we were up against in bargaining, what the challenges were with our current retirement, and asked for her advice. I got a very brief letter back from her, almost immediately, by the way. And the letter really gave me what turned out to be a very fortuitous break, gave me a name and said, you need to contact that guy. And David Blitzstein joined our team. We had our first meetings with David back in December of this last year. And from that meeting to now, a mountain of work has been done and is ongoing in your behalf. What I would say is this, late yesterday, the MEC, by unanimous vote, authorized us to continue to press forward with this effort and move into what I will call the education phase of the process. We figure this is going to take quite a while. This is complicated stuff. So you guys will be now receiving that. It's going to take us a little while to put it together, and I'm sure Pat will be talking about that momentarily. And we also need to educate the corporation. That's where we now are entering that phase. That's the reason for this. That's the reason Pat and David are here to talk to you as we start the education process today. So I'm not going to belabor that. I want to be absolutely clear, though. I've done this so many times, and somehow I can never make it clear enough. We are not bargaining with the corporation. We went and asked for our actuarial data. That's what has occurred. We have also told them that should this all evolve to a place where there is something to present to them, we will come to them at that point and need an audience with the appropriate people in the corporation. And when I say the appropriate people, I'm talking about people such as the chief financial officer up at that level of the corporation, because this really is an upper level finance problem that we're talking about. So that's all that has actually occurred in any kind of discussions with the company regarding this. There's certainly not been a proposal. I mean, we haven't decided what such a proposal would even look like at this point. You guys haven't been educated to offer your opinions about what we're doing and where we're going. That all has to happen, okay? That all has to happen. But at the end of the day, we need to know if you guys want to press forward, and we need to know if the company's interested in pressing forward. And if the answer to all those things is yes, then we reach a place where now the discussion of a protocol agreement, how you might actually get back into bargaining, would occur. and from that point on. Timeline, I don't know. Pat will talk about our best guesses. But that's kind of how we got here in the quick and dirty. And I hope that helps everybody at least frame what we're doing here. But that's all I've got, guys.